Oh, hey there. It's the Elsa Kurt Show, and I am Elsa Kurt, and I want to get started. So let's go. All right, party people. So let's start off right away talking about the latest, greatest thing going on, which is the end to the mask mandates. So this week, as you most likely know, a federal judge in Florida struck down the federal mask mandate from the Centers for Disease Control. An extensive number, I'm reading for you right now, an extensive number of executive branch agencies have acted in authoritarian manner through the COVID era. OSHA infamously attempted to cram down a vaccine mandate on every private employer in America. A policy struck down by the Supreme Court. If you'll remember, the CDC blocked evictions for over a year based on the premise that millions would be thrown from their homes if they didn't take action. But the CDC's travel mask mandate has been particularly annoying for Americans. Yeah, it has, except unless you're, neurotic and paranoid and delusional and actually think that these things are protecting you and working when they clearly are not, because the proof is there. So I just came back from Florida on the morning after the federal judge struck down the mask mandate on public transportation. So that was really, really cool. I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous. I didn't know what, I was flying from Florida, so I knew Florida was going to be fine, and flying into Connecticut. So I was very curious because I, absolutely had no intentions of wearing my mask at all at any point in time during this process. And I was very, very curious and a little nervous to see what they're, I'm not, you might think that I'm confrontational. I'm actually not. I'm one of those people that you really got to poke the bear, like pretty hard to get me riled up and to want to fight you. Obviously there's certain topics I'll definitely fight you on, but generally speaking, I just want to do my thing and live my life and not be bothered and not bother anyone. And, that's just the way I am. I think that's the way most of us are, really, right? So, so we got to the airport. I was flying with my husband and my mom. And my mom was nervous. She doesn't really watch all of that stuff. She watches the news and everything. But she's not like, fanatical about it or anything. And she's a little up there in years. I'm sorry, Mom. I know you're probably going to watch this and yell at me for saying that you're up there in years. We're all getting up there in years. All of us are. It's not a dig. So she was nervous about not wearing the mask, but thrilled to not wear it as well. And so we got to the airport Tuesday morning, real bright and early Tuesday morning, got to the airport. We did not wear a mask. There was a mix of people. Just like there kind of has been in most areas at this point in time, people wearing their masks, people not wearing their masks. No one said anything. No one even acknowledged. If anyone gave a dirty look, I was unaware of it because, their mask was hiding it. So what do I care? So that was that. We got on the plane and there was absolutely no mention of the masking whatsoever. Not a peep, not a word. I know there's videos of a lot of different flight attendants making the announcement, some really cool videos.
Masks will be optional this evening for all crew and passengers as well.
Masks now optional for employees, customers, following the White House.
It's over immediately. Congratulations.
You really get to see what people look like.
Speaking as of right now, all flights in JetBlue.
Oh, that made your day. No one's any happier than we are.
And so those were pretty cool. So I didn't know what to expect on the plane. But you know, everybody just did their thing. If you wanted to wear a mask, you wore a mask. If you didn't want to wear it, you didn't wear it. And nobody said anything to anyone about it that I'm aware of. You know, obviously there could have been something going on somewhere on the plane, but I feel like we would have heard. I feel like we would have heard that. So yeah, it was, you know, I don't know, a little anticlimactic, I guess, to get on there, but also at the same time, like a really great moment in time to finally have this bullshit lifted. At the airport in Connecticut, which is obviously a blue state, everybody was fine there too. Go figure. Everybody was cool. Nobody said a thing. When we got to the baggage carousel, there were two airport personnel, staff people peeling off, you know, the mask mandate guidelines there off of the pillar. And when they got it completely off, they waved it in the air, and everyone, I wouldn't say everyone, but many people, including myself, clapped in happiness over it. So yeah, I mean, that was kind of that, like no big deal. I wish I had a really exciting story to tell you. Wouldn't that be fun if I had some crazy, you know, wild story to tell you? But sorry, I don't. It was nice and easy and great, and it felt so good to be mask free. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it. So you do you. If you feel like, you know, I've seen lots of people a little hysterical about it. Calm down, people, about not wearing the masks. You know, very angry that they're on the plane. And listen, I wouldn't call myself a germaphobe, not by any means. I have like, I don't know why I'm telling you this, because it's topical. I have a lot of issues with sounds. Certain sounds drive me crazy, like repetitive sounds, mouth sounds, like all of the things, like coughing, sneezing, and chewing. Obviously, chewing is the worst one. But you know, lots of things irritate the hell out of me when it comes to sound. So it's not even so much germs, it's the sound. So I've always been the person that would get like livid, like over the top mad that, you know, if somebody blows their nose near me, I just talking about it makes me sick, you know, or does any of the normal human functions in my presence. I'm not good about it at all. So that always bothers me. But like I said, I'm not a germaphobe. I mean, germs are actually good for you, and they help you build your immunity. I mean, obviously, I don't want anybody coughing in my face. You know, keep your spit, keep all your disgustingness to yourself, please. But yeah, you know, I mean, normal scope of things. So yeah, it bothers me when I hear people coughing near me, or sneezing or sniffling. Oh my God, don't sniffle. And I swear to God, I will backhand. I'm kidding, I won't backhand you. In my brain, I am. Like in my mind, I'm backhanding you. Just so you know. And this, you know, the bad thing about telling people this is it provokes some people. You know, there are people in this world that are like, oh, you don't like that? Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm definitely going to do that near you. You know, usually like it's a sibling kind of thing that loves to do the things that make you lose your mind. But yeah, I don't know. I strayed so far off of this. Where the hell are we? So let's see. You know, so obviously the White House is being, you know, defensive and stompy mad, you know, about it via Jen Psaki. Take a look. I mean, seriously, wow. I almost wished that she would like stomp her foot in anger, because I feel like that was the whole gist of it. Very defiant, very combative, you know, like passive aggressively combative there.
I want to belabor this only because we've heard from the airlines, from airport passengers. There may be people sitting in an airport bar watching right now wondering if they're boarding a flight tonight, is the mask mandate still in place?
We're continuing to recommend people wear masks. I don't have any update. This just came out through the courts just this afternoon, and as soon as there is an update, we will provide that to all
Is
of
the
you.
White House anticipating an announcement by Homeland Security tonight?
They are assessing it right now, and as soon as they have an assessment and an update on additional steps, they'll make that available.
But if the DOJ, say, doesn't stay the order tonight or first thing tomorrow morning, are passengers
I
supposed to go
understand why
back.
you're asking, and certainly no one here is trying to provoke uncertainty with passengers. We also think the mask mandate should be in place and that it's safer for individuals who are flying to continue to wear masks. So we would say to anyone sitting out there, we'd recommend you wear masks on the airplane. And then as soon as we can provide an update from here, hopefully soon, we'll provide that to all of you.
A federal judge struck down their bullshit mandate. And they're mad. They're mad about it. Instead of, what they should have said, what she should have said is, we respect the ruling of a federal judge. Obviously they're not going to say that because they want to rule the world. But yeah, so that was that. So I got a chuckle out of it, but it also kind of made me angry at the same time. Like, how freaking dare you, We expect no less at this point. Yeah, the typical hypocrisy from them. If you remember, Pelosi just got knocked down pretty recently with COVID, and we have video and images of her embracing and I think even kissing the cheek of Joe Biden, and then Psaki saying this.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Jen. How can you guys say that President Biden was not a close contact with Speaker Pelosi when there is video of the speaker kissing him?
Well, Peter, the way that it is defined is by the Center for Disease Control, the CDC, and their definition of it is 15 minutes of contact within a set period of time and within 6 feet. It did not meet that bar. It does not mean that that no one will get COVID around the world who does not have a close contact. It just means we are defining for all of you whether the president and their interaction met the definition of the CDC of a close contact.
Yeah, I mean, who's listening to them anymore? Really? I mean, I know people are listening. I know there are people out there, because those are the people that comment on my videos, very angrily at me for daring to say things that they disagree with. Whatever. So that's that. That is some exciting news. Celebrities are in the news. I mean, when are they not in the news, right? Those are everybody's favorite distraction, I guess. And to a degree, myself as well. I can't help it. As much as I cannot stand these people, it's kind of, I kind of equate them to watching like a traffic accident. Like, you don't want to look, but you can't help but look. You know what I mean? You're like, don't look. And then your eyes are going over there and you're like, all right, I'm looking. Oh God, I don't want to be seeing this. Yeah, it's like that. That's how I feel about it. So the latest thing today, I just read today about Alec Baldwin, who is basically cheering for himself that whatever findings that just came out. So he is basically saying he is blameless. He's completely blameless. Haha, I told you so. Nah, 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 nah. That's his attitude right now. No, I mean, this is like the prime example of the sickness of these people, that, even if a judge or, whatever court finds him not guilty somehow, it's beyond me how he is not culpable for his part in this. He literally held the gun and fired the shot that killed the woman and injured another person. So I don't understand really how he gets away with no consequence whatsoever. But that he is, that's like a whole other thing. But that he is so callous and dead inside as a human being to feel nothing, to express no sorrow, no sadness, no sympathy, no anything other than his own selfish things. And yes, I know somebody's going to say, well, he can't really say, if this is in court, he can't, because I think the husband is suing him, as well as, obviously probably everybody else that's a part of this production company and movie set. So yes, I know legally, if he says anything, it's damning, blah, blah, blah. But there's no way around it. Like, that's the part that gets me. There's no way around this. He held the gun. He pulled the trigger of that gun. The bullet from that gun killed that woman. You are, even if it was an accident, even if you didn't know there was a live real bullet in that gun, you still caused the action with that consequence. So how do you not even acknowledge that in any way, shape, or form? I don't know. It's just gross to me. It's just gross. I think it's disgusting. And I think he's disgusting. I think he's a piece of shit. So, and by the way, sorry to my producer for, it's like the third time I swore. Sorry, bud. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's just stuff like that that really, really makes me angry and disgusted and just confirms you know, that I'm right. I'm right. They suck. Another one that's big in the news right now, celebrity, and I apologize to keep talking about celebrities when we just talked about not liking these people. But Johnny Depp has been obviously in the news with his court case with his ex-wife there, Amber Heard, and their big drama. If you don't know what's going on, the gist of it is she accused him of spousal abuse, of being abusive physically and mentally, I think, abusive to her, which he, of course, has denied. She's basically destroyed his career to a degree, to a large degree, I think. Yeah, I think he got booted from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, right? And, you know, so obviously he's fighting that and counter claiming that she was the abusive one. And if you look all over social media, and for me in particular, TikTok is the one that I peruse the most. That was me scrolling. I was scrolling. That's, you know, where I get my info, my stuff and things for that nonsense. Yeah. And you have like, you know, it's mostly, or maybe it's all team Johnny. I don't think anybody's team Amber. But there's also people who are not fans of Johnny Depp and not fans of her either, you know. So you know, my opinion, I don't actually care. Once again, we're in a situation where I don't I don't really care what happens to these people. There was a time, a long period of time where I was a fan of Johnny Depp. I will go so far. I will go so far as to say I loved Johnny Depp. I loved his characters. I loved him since 21 Jump Street. That's how old I am. Even older than that. I was probably already, I don't know, I must have been like a teenager at that point. Loved Johnny Depp in everything that I probably saw him in. I didn't see, I'm not that big of a fan that I've seen everything he ever did. But I particularly liked Captain Jack. I mean, I don't know. God only knows why. I have no explanation. I'm sure any other woman that, you know, has an affection for the character, Johnny Depp's character, Jack Sparrow. I don't know why we love him. I don't know. I'm sure there's some psychology behind it. He's a bad boy who deep down is kind of sort of good, but he's actually bad. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But yes, I loved that character, and he obviously loved playing it. In fact, I don't think he's ever gotten out of character. I think he adopted that persona quite a bit in his real life. I don't know. Is he a method actor? Maybe that's it. And he got too far into it and he can't get out. I don't know. I don't know what these crazy people do. I don't know. Am I supposed to not call him crazy because then I can get in trouble? I don't think he's actually crazy. Do I? I'd have to put too much thought into it to decide that. So we're going to leave it there. Anyhow, so here's some little bits and pieces from their court stuff. If you have not been keeping up on it, gasp.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. How are you? Good. All right. Good to see you. Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. Good morning. Are we ready with opening statements?
A respected artist whose name was associated with success at the box office. Today, his name is associated with a lie. A false statement uttered by his former wife, the defendant Amber Heard, that falsely cast Mr. Depp, falsely and unfairly cast Mr. Depp as a villain.
All right. And so moving on. moving on. I mean, that was enough time on that, right? We are going to talk some more about Elon Musk and his saga, his drama, this like dynasty of billionaires. I don't know, billionaire dynasty. Well, I don't know. Those people were like billionaires, weren't they? I don't know. I didn't actually watch Dynasty as a kid. Never got into it. I don't know why. Apparently everybody loved it. Anyhow, sorry. Musk, I'm reading from the Daily Wire. Musk announces he's secured funding for Twitter, details potential next move to work around unresponsive board. So this has actually been pretty fascinating, this whole thing. We all know who Elon Musk is. He's the CEO of Tesla, plus a bunch of other companies and corporations and SpaceX and all kinds of stuff. Very interesting dude. There's a documentary I actually want to watch. I'm sorry, I forgot the name of it. I don't remember the name. My husband told me about it, and it's on my to watch list. And I'm just curious. I'm just curious about who this guy like really is, like what makes him tick and all that. Very curious, as is a good portion of the world. Obviously, he has a big topic right now. So all kinds of crazy stuff going on, like right out of a soap opera, basically. So as you know, Elon Musk has been very critical of Twitter for a while now, very vocal on Twitter, criticizing Twitter, which I love. I don't have Twitter. I used to have Twitter. I may have still an account, but it's like deactivated. So I don't really actually know if I actually have a Twitter account anymore. It's inactive. If I do, I don't use it. I stopped using it a while back. I think even before they booted Trump off of there, I just got sick of it. I didn't really get any enjoyment out of it. So I don't know. Maybe I think I said before, maybe I'll go back. So Elon bought like a majority share in Tesla in Twitter, and that sent everybody into a tizzy. Everybody on this board, and they did not like that because they don't want him having too much of a say because he's got some newfangled ideas that they're not keen on. And so that's they've been sparring back and forth, war of words here. I'm sure lots of behind the scenes stuff going on, of course. And he threw it out there that he was considering buying Twitter. He was going to buy it, just like that. He's got a, I think it was like $46 million or billion. No, 46. Hang on, I have a billion. Sorry, my bad. 46.5 billion to purchase Twitter, which they don't want to sell. So the board was all like, oh my God, no way, no, can't do that, because then he's going to make it actual free speech on there, and people will actually, the voices that have been silenced, like, oh, I don't know, conservative voices who are getting booted off of there and silenced essentially from a major platform, many major platforms. He's like, no, everybody should be able to say what they want to say. And they're like, oh, how dare you? So they enacted something called the poison pill, which I can't explain, so I'm going to have to read it to you because damned if I know. So the board adopted a limited duration shareholder rights plan, which gives Twitter's existing shareholders, except Musk, time to purchase additional shares at a discount. So the desired effect is to dilute Musk's holding in the company and make the cost of a takeover higher or even prohibitive. So that was their, sneaky little way of doing that. And as I read before in other spots and places, this is something that, monster corporations do to protect themselves from hostile takeovers, which is what this would be, a hostile takeover. So he apparently, the latest news on that is that he seems to be able to secure the funding to still do this, to buy the company. So this will be interesting to see what happens. So here's the thing, like the question may be, who cares, right? You might say, who cares? Here's why I care, and here's why a lot of people care. Because the reason is because too many voices have been silenced by this liberal run platforms, you know, between Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and Instagram, which is part of Facebook, of course, and you name it. And even, you know, I've seen that on some of the smaller apps as well, that they have declined. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. I wrote a book, it's behind me there, Welcome to the Family Life Behind the Thin Blue Line. It's for law enforcement families. And it's, you know, there's nothing negative in it. There's nothing bad. I'm not bashing anyone in it. It's just simply a book for law enforcement families to help them navigate this lifestyle of being part of a law enforcement family, which I am. If you did not know that, if you're just finding me right now, I am a police spouse and a police advocate, and I happen to know my facts. I happen to know lots of things about this life in this world. So I share what I know to help other people in our world. So anyhow, when I wrote the book, when I published the book, I wanted to advertise it on these social media platforms, and they all turned me down because it was pro-police. Because their specific reason was because it was sensitive content that may offend people. Dead serious. My ads were turned down for that reason, and that was Facebook. Let's see, Facebook, Instagram together, and Pinterest. They turned me down. I was able to get an ad up on Instagram eventually, and it was pointless because they limited my reach. So they pushed down the views on it. So I just pulled the ad, and it wasn't worth doing. So yeah, so there's that. So they're all doing things like that. Now, there is absolutely no real reason to try and censor, wrong side, that side, censor this book. There's nothing inflammatory or derogatory or any of the ories in it at all. Nothing. It is pro-police, and that is what's bad about it. And that's what's happening across the board to vocal conservative social media personalities using their platform to talk about conservative values, to talk about politics, to do any of those things that go against their narratives and what they want pushed as far as messaging. So that's why, long way around to tell you, that's why we care, because these are the biggest platforms in the world, and the abuse of their power is not acceptable. And of course, you know, the argument every time is well, they're private companies, they can do whatever they want. Yes, as private companies, they can to a degree do what they want to do. However, it's been shown over and over and over again throughout the whole election process, throughout the whole presidential race between Trump and Biden, that they were heavily influenced by political figures, and that is a no-no. So that's not okay. So yeah, so it is censorship, it is control, and you know, obviously this is a battle worth fighting, really, because you cannot let one group control the entire narrative. That's authoritarian, that's tyranny, that's, you know, that's inviting all of these things, and that's what they want. That's what they're going for. That's the goal. They don't hide it anymore. You know, they used to be covert about this. Now they're right out in the open. They're like, yay, socialism, yay. Yeah. So that's why we care. That's why you should care. I mean, that's my opinion. Can't make it care, can I? I don't think I can make it care. Made a couple videos. I'll share those with you because, you know, as always, I crack myself up, and, you know, maybe one or you two will get a chuckle out of my antics as well. We talked about Jen Psaki. I got a video about that. Here you go. I'm glad you asked that question. So, as you know, as we look at the implications of the allocation and the redistribution of resources and implementation of certain safeguards that will exponentially affect the changes that have and will take place as we enact measures to ensure our comprehensive strategy is as effective as we know it will be. I'm sorry, I didn't understand any of that. Can you explain? Well, I'm not really sure how much more clearly I can state that. I feel like it was very, very clear. I'm glad you asked that question. So, as you know, and I've got one more for you. This was sort of kind of by request. This was really, so the fun thing here about this one I'm going to show you in a second is, first of all, of course, the past weekend was Easter, and the White House did their Easter celebration there, and so much material in that for my TikTok videos. So much material, it's like I can't even catch up. There's just so much. So I did make one video about that, and it was the whole Easter Bunny incident, the Easter Bunny moment between the bunny and Biden. And as soon as I saw it, I knew exactly what I was going to do with it. I knew exactly what the video was going to be. And the funny thing is, on TikTok, well, first of all, so when I got back from vacation, which I posted, I think, and right away, people started commenting about making a video about the bunny, which I'd already made the video and I hadn't posted it yet. So I thought it was pretty funny that that they were thinking of me. That's so sweet. They were thinking of me when they saw this bunny, and they were thinking, she needs to make a video about this. So I thought that was really sweet. That kind of made me feel good, made me chuckle, that complete strangers were watching something and thinking, oh, Elsa needs to make a video about this. So yeah, so anyhow, here's my take on the whole Easter Bunny and Biden moment there. Enjoy, and I'll see you next week. Take care.
Sorry, we'll leave in just a second. It's work. Hello, sir? Yes. Okay, remember I'm on vacation, right? Yeah, no, I'm on vacation. Right. Okay, where's Janet? Is she with you? Okay, can I talk to her? Okay.
Hi, ma'am. Sorry about that.
Janet, hi. Yeah. Remember on the list it said he can't have his phone?
I realize, but he...
Yeah, no, this is why. Yeah. Please don't let him have his phone anymore, okay? Not without supervision.
I understand.
We talked about this.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Okay. Thanks.
Ma'am, shoot. I'm gonna have to call her back.
Yeah, I'm super excited to get this vacation going. Let's hang on. Yeah,
hi, ma'am, again. I'm sorry. But today is Easter, and we have
the whole Easter thing. Yes. Okay.
I was wondering, how do we handle him when it's such a public setting? All the press and everything.
You are going to have to do something. I don't care what you do, and you really have to not be seen. So figure out some way of keeping him distracted, keeping him on task. You don't want him talking too much to anybody. So I don't care what you do. I'm trying to tell you, I'm on vacation. So figure it out. Okay.
Okay. I will try. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Have a good vacation. Keep track of him. Distract him. Don't be seen. How am I going to do that? I know. Okay, it's much hotter in this thing than I expected. Oh, hey, sir, hey, you, sir, hey, look at me, sir, this way, hey, sir, come on, over this way, atta boy, you got it, keep going,